Well, happy 4th of July to me. Ooh, look at that. The lightning is phenomenal. Hello. I wonder if you can see my spine that's been turned into a curve since I've lived in this place. Did you see the lightning? I made my little pop-up store back there. Hopefully I can put a sign out. People will come buy my wares. And then, I don't know what. I have to go to court again. I suppose they'll take Hank from me since I have no money. Even though they delayed and delayed and delayed, so I'd have no money. I think it would have been much better if I was going in as the defendant. Because I most certainly have been. I'll keep the back weather. Sorry for the quick turn. That's the way it's been. Like whiplash every single time. Because nothing makes sense at all. Nothing at all. They just say, he can keep your money. He can have all of it. In fact, we're going to give you even less. That part's self-executing in the decree. But the other parts of the decree that are also self-executing, they're not self-executing. You know why? They favor you, Susan, plaintiff, who brought this to our attention. We'd rather you just lose your kids and all your money and have him keep it the way he wants to. So when you say coercive control and financial strangulation, and you're talking about him, no, you're also talking about us. Aren't I? Isn't that true? Been true in my case so far. I brought the case a year ago, over a year ago, asking for discovery. Motion 117. You know why 117 was denied? Request for discovery. No underlying request for discovery was made. Okay. Sure, Jan. Crazy that it's a female judge, too. Crazy. Well, there's several. There's this one judge, Kowalski. He oversees the whole thing. Then there's this judge, Jennifer DeCastro Tunard. She sort of seemed to me like she showed up on the scene December 17th when I finally got my kids back after being brutally assaulted October 14th to the 15th, 15th to the 16th, and an ex parte order for custody was executed. Should have taken 14 days. 9 weeks later, December 17th, Judge Jennifer DeCastro Tunard gave me my kids back. Was that order followed? No. I was right back in there. Within a week. Within a week of December 31st. Why is December 31st important? Because the defendant filed not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 motions of total slander yet again when we had just had a full day hearing and she had just made her rulings that everything was cool. Give the mom her kids back. Nothing to see here. I deny your ex parte after 9 weeks. 2 or 3 police officers, I can't remember, were subpoenaed for that. I was never consented for those subpoenas. That's also against the law. Those police reports, I can't say fake because they existed. You know what I mean? Ooh, look at that lightning. So the police reports existed. Were they written correctly? Absolutely not. Did one include a sexual assault report from 2018? Post-judgment, if you want to look at it through the lens of our case, which why would you, and why did he? And why did the police release that report to my ex-husband, who's clearly obsessed and really got some significant issues? Not only in terms of me, but his finances, which he uploaded as exhibits himself. Finally, June 23rd. Anyway, the whole thing has just been an absolute shock and horror, leaving me, rendering me homeless in about 5 days. I don't think I seem unhinged. I think this seems unjustified. I think it seems like petty retaliation against one woman, all alone, because a bunch of people wanted to use me and thought I would never be able to survive it all alone. And maybe I won't, but it doesn't mean they won. It just means this country's really screwed up. So happy fucking birthday, excuse me. Happy birthday, America. I'll have more dignity than this current administration. ICE is in the courthouse. They were there that day, the last day I was just there, which was July 2nd. I went July 3rd to see what happened with my ex parte. I was never called, as I was told I would be. I have my navy blue shoes on. Stripes on my back. I'm so sad. So long ago I said, we will look like World War II Germany after this. And with this amount of concentration camps, instead of feeding and taking care of our American people, we're building, funding private prisons, $70 billion going to ICE, the most brutal force you've ever seen, running people over at Delaney Hall. Have you seen that footage? Check Status Coup, STATUSCOUP news. Check their reporting. Because we are so occupied, we don't even get the news. Did we ever? I don't know. But we definitely don't now. And the way they've just orchestrated this Paramount deal, that whole takeover, this whole media nightmare we're living through, we are so occupied, we don't even know we're occupied. Most of us. But we'll be sad we didn't. When a beautiful young mom like Renee Good could just get shot in the face by someone who did it, who looks like he went to high school with her and had a personal vendetta. That's how personal and assaultive that attack was on her. But from his body cam footage, that's what we get to see. It looks like somehow she's coming for him. He's going up to the car the whole time, while another cop's pulling on her door handle, while her wife is trying to get in on the side. It's Minnesota, guys. It's 2026, people. We have gay marriage in this country. I don't think we should have trans women in sports. Sports has always been built around your athletic fitness, how strong you are, and how you can compete. But that shouldn't go across all kinds of boundaries. Of course, I support gay marriage, but this isn't about all of that. I was making a point that was important earlier, but I went too far adrift. But I won't. I'll stay on my points. I'll watch it back and say, oh, I meant to say that. Why didn't I say that? Why didn't I get to finish that thought? And that'll be interesting too. But right now, what couldn't be more interesting is the safety and the consideration of every American. You have to be brave to be free. America is the country of the free and the brave. We can't have our freedom if we're not brave. And if you work for this administration, you should quit your job. If you work for big tech, you should do the same. Really? If you're accepting corporate money anywhere, where do their policies align? Where are their values? What is that about? And are you about that? You better be, or you should quit as well. Because our government is heavily funded by corporations. It shouldn't take $1 billion to become a president in this country. That's bullshit. And if you support billionaires, you better be one. And if you are and you're listening to this, fucking why? What do you plan to do with this information? Because I know you're not going to do anything about my freedom except cage it even further. So, see you on the street, I guess. But unless it's Wall Street, I won't see you at all. Thank fucking God. Not if you see me first. That's not a death threat. I'm 5 feet, whatever, on any given day. And I am no harm to you, but you are of considerable harm to me. But in a court of law, you'll buy up enough power to make it seem like I'm a harm to you. What a joke. We were talking about Renee Good. How I thought that guy had a personal vendetta. How no one saw her side of the story, and it's so hard to find now. Oh, but there are so many people. They say there are 2 victims in Minnesota. Oh my gosh. Status Coup was doing live streaming. This must have been in March in Minnesota, before Tom Homan got there. I believe he did have a come to Jesus moment after that. Because they had those people. Oh, there were plenty of people shot. I saw them one after the other. Men dragged out of cars, young men, a lot of young men. Young men. Couldn't tell if they'd even been graduates of high school yet. High school graduates yet. Young guys. Dragged out. They did this swarm technique where they would drag these people out of their cars, and then 5 or 6 agents would swarm around them. And where are those agents from? They're the ones they were filming coming over the border that got so many people to vote for Trump in the first place. But he didn't need that to happen because he had Elon Musk, and Elon Musk was organizing the vote from satellites where he's intercepting signals, changing the numbers, and he had Trump elected that way. Trump wants to argue the 2020 vote. Well, then it's arguable. And nothing is in stricter contrast or contest than his election, with who came saddling up to him but an Epstein lover himself. I wouldn't go near those parties. Oh, you wouldn't? Because you were sweating him in a deep sweat on those Epstein emails. The Epstein files, which I bet will become the Trump emails. Once those 3 million files are released. Unredacted. Right now it's the Epstein files. I bet they become the Trump emails. And that's how we'll consider this. I've never seen such a fraud in my life. I can't stand listening to him. And Elon Musk and him were in bed a long time ago. And if you want to buy anything, don't buy the fact that they're no longer friends, because they sure fucking are. They orchestrate these little feuds between each other to sideline us, to give us the information they want us to have at any given moment. We do not get the news. Watch independent journalism. Watch programs like Status Quo News. Watch Katie Fang, who did an amazing job as an independent journalist getting those files released. Don Blanche, the most insufferable freaking accent and attitude, the arrogance. Trump prompts. Yeah, what does he think he is? Prime Minister or King Trump's private freaking attorney? Acting as the DOJ for the people? I think not. Even Bondi's attorney, the DOJ attorney, even Bondi from Florida, the attorney general there who had every opportunity to stop the Epstein madness then, have to give her credit. To me, it sounded like she wanted to say something during her hearing, her deposition. It wasn't sworn under oath, so it really didn't matter, but she still wanted to say something. And that civil rights attorney, Armeet Dillon, steps in, cuts her off, won't let her talk. Come on. Who does she know? Elon Musk. Big tech billionaires. Where is she from? San Francisco. How do I know? I reached out to her myself in 2024. I guess she found a better paying opportunity somewhere else. Off our literal backs, as I've never had scoliosis before, but my medical records now show that I do. Right at the T12 and L1 juncture. Which is highly susceptible to Cauda-Equina syndrome, which is dire. You should look it up if you want. You shouldn't really follow Status Quo News. And may the lightning strike in your favor. Happy 4th of July, America. 250th birthday. It was never meant to be an empire. But if it was, it's certainly already over by now. Because if he thinks what he's doing looks like running an empire, that's not what it looks like. It looks a lot more like a garage sale. Bye.